Welcome to the dynamic learning hub of XLR at Andheri East. A prime spot conveniently located at just a 5-minute walk from LIC Andheri Metro. In our journey of over a decade, we have proudly trained over 2 lakh students. We have also been recognized by Deloitte, Silicon India, and other accreditation bodies. Experience learning like never before in our spacious and comfortable classrooms. With high-definition projectors and state-of-the-art acoustics in place, we ensure effective learning even to the farthest point in the room. The hybrid mode is a game changer as you can enjoy the benefits of a live classroom from the comfort of your home. Even if you happen to miss any classroom session, you can still attend the same session with the same trainer at the same time at your convenience, maintaining consistency in your learning progress. Want to get started? Join us for a demo or career chat over a cup of coffee at our Andheri branch. XLR. We don't just train, we build careers.
Yes, so the collaboration with XLR was an excellent one. We conducted a Power BI workshop with Advanced Excel over a span of 3 days. The workshop was almost 12 hours long in total. Mr. Karthik, who was an amazing trainer, helped the students understand the concepts deeply. I am sure that the students will be able to apply these concepts in their careers as well as their daily lives.
The trainer, Mr. Karthik, was an excellent person where he explained in very detailed manner on how to give great insights using very complex data sets.
So it was a machine learning workshop. We learned a lot from the course and it was a great experience attending the workshop.
The trainer was very helpful. He had a hands-on approach with his teaching and it was fabulous.
This was a great experience for me. So I would absolutely love it if XLR and its team would come again to our campus and conduct more events like this.
It was a great course and it started from basics and took me to a great extent.
The experience of the workshop was really nice. The feedback from all the students was positive. They understood the concept. The workshop was also practical based with some questions. The experience with XLR was very smooth. They helped us in conducting the workshop smoothly right from the booking of the vendor and deciding the course till the distribution of certificates. In overall, this workshop was a success during our Technical Fest Atmos, and I thank XLR for being a part of it.
I was very much interested in learning digital marketing course for a very long period of time, but I don't get a proper platform. So later from our college, I get to know about XLR and I enrolled in XLR course. It was really good experience. Our course has been taken by Mayur sir, and he was very good teacher. He not only focusing on theory part, he is doing how real digital marketing works, and it was in total very good experience. I get so much of knowledge here. They're not only focusing on study, they're also conducting different exam to test our knowledge, and as we are giving the exam, so to our
Good afternoon. I hope my voice is audible wherever. Please confirm, is my voice audible? Prashant sir, good afternoon.
Hey, Sushmita, good afternoon. Hope you're able to hear me.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, you can
So,
start the dates.
good to start, right? Okay.
Yes.
Sounds good. Okay. Thank you, Sushmita. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Hope every one of you are doing great. So, welcome back once again, everyone, to our today's session. Okay. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get started with our today's session, everyone. Just give me 1 minute. I'll quickly share my screen to all of you so that we all can go ahead and complete it. Okay, hope my screen is visible to everyone. Let me share my screen. Okay, give me 1 minute. It's still loading. Okay, so let me share my screen. So today, as I mentioned, we are going to discuss about some of the core components of the Llama index, right? So that is our primary focus as part of our today's discussion, like where we are going to go through the, Llama index in detail, and then we'll try to understand that how it is going to play a very important role. So that's the core component we are going to discuss as part of our today's discussion. So let me create a new whiteboard so that we can have all our discussion with regards to the Llama index. Okay, so already we discussed yesterday about like having a very good no code AI agents, like using the chat GPT, and then we entered into the multi-agent world where I explained to you that how you can create multiple AI agents, right? If you can recollect everybody. So if you go back to our page here, so, right, I have explained to everyone here like how we can create multiple agents. So first we created one agent to extract the skills, and then another agent we created to match the skills, and then the third agent to create the feedback generator. And finally, we gave some sample resume here, and then here is your job description. Like what is that the job is demanding? It's been visible over here, the job description requirements. And then you see that how it can extract the skills, and then how it can be able to match the skills, and then finally how we can generate the feedback, right? And then print those statements. And here is where you see that these are the candidate skill set which is available. And then you see the feedback here, like out of 5 skills, 3 skills are something which is matched. And then you see what are those matched skills. It is letting you know the missing skills. And then finally, it is letting you know that, hey, you need to learn the missing skills in order to increase your chances going forward. Okay. So this is something which we have been able to do it practically as a multi-agent, right? This is a career agent which we developed yesterday, right? Where I explained to you this multi-agent system will help us out in checking the resume, matching the skills to the available jobs, and then getting the feedback on what exactly is missing. Okay, it's going to go through all those 3 things. That's how the multi-agentic system with 3 different agents are going to help us out in order to handle the things appropriately. Okay. So you have your resume screener agent, like which will read your resume and extract the skills, if you see at the top. And then you have your agent 2, where it will compare your skill with the job requirements. And then you have your feedback generator, where it will give you the advice on any missing skills or better roles which are available. Okay. So that's how it is going to play here as an important role. Okay. So, and then the same thing which we were being able to go ahead and do as a hands-on activity. Okay, so that's the core thing which we have to understand over here. Okay, so if you see in this case, like I have already given the hands-on example yesterday, and I hope that you all were being able to go ahead and complete it successfully. So now what we are going to learn is like the remaining part. Okay, so whatever is the remaining part is pending, I'm going to walk you through that part and then we will go ahead. So what is that the part we are going to discuss today is within Llama index only. Okay, so whatever we are going to discuss, it's more about within Llama index. Okay, I'm going to explain to you about the human in the loop. Okay, how human in the loop is actually required. So that's something we are going to discuss. Like what exactly is human in the loop? Let's first try to understand. Okay. So what exactly here is human in the loop? Okay. So that's something which we first need to understand. So human in the loop means somebody who has asked me yesterday's code, don't worry, I will anyhow share the document today. In that document, we have all the code starting from whenever we started AI agents, all the codes are there. So the moment I upload the document, you'll be able to get it. Okay. So first of all, let's understand what exactly here is human in the loop and how it is going to play a important role. So when I say about the human in the loop, right? So basically, human in the loop means here the humans are going to be involved. Okay. So here the humans are going to be involved. Okay, in the entire AI process. Okay, so here your humans are going to be involved in the entire AI process to guide them. Okay, to guide them and then to review them, and even it can also be playing an important role to also correct it. Okay, so before the final decision is made. Okay, so before the final decision is made, so humans are going to play a very, very important role because human in the loop, you involve human in the AI process, it will help the humans to guide them. I mean, whom? To the AI process. Okay, so human in the loop will ensure that they will, like they'll make sure that the AI process, whatever is there, so they are going to get involved in the AI process altogether to guide them, to review them, or to correct them before any final decision is being made. So imagine something like this, okay? AI whenever it really matters, okay? So you can imagine give me 1 minute. I think it got disconnected. Just I'm connecting through another router, everyone. Just 1 minute. Okay. Let me initiate my screen to all of you. Okay, so we put this to 100%. Yeah, so we were discussing about the significance of human in the loop, right? I gave you the clarity that human in the loop is very important, especially in the world of AI. So human in the loop means, as I said, that a human is definitely involved in the AI process to guide, review, or even correct them before any final decision is being made. Okay. So as I said, right, imagine this like an AI assistant where human is still the boss who makes the final call when it really matters, but AI is just going to be an assistant. But ultimately, human is the boss who's going to take all the decisions whenever it really matters. Okay. So why do we need humans in the loop? Now that's the interesting part which we all have to understand. Let's say anyhow we are giving our entire authority to the AI models to go ahead and work upon. Like it may be your chat GPT, Copilot, Gemini, or it may be your AI agents, anything in that matter it can be, okay? So the point here to be noted is, like if you see very clearly in this case, we have to understand in this case, like why we need humans in the loop, okay? That's the strong point which we all have to be here aware about, okay? So why we need humans in the loop is because see, AI is powerful, no doubt in that, okay? So when you talk about the world of artificial intelligence, right? Artificial intelligence is very, very powerful. There is no doubt in that matter. But even though your AI is powerful, there are high level chances that your AI can actually make mistakes, right? So how much ever powerful it may be, definitely your AI can still make some mistakes. It can misread any documents. Okay, it can still be biased. Okay, it can still be biased, like only training on limited data and giving the results only on those data. Or sometimes it can even misunderstand the context also. Okay, even at times it can be able to go ahead and can even misunderstand the context. Okay, so when you involve the human being here, right, the human in the process or the human in the loop will ensure that human is going to correct whatever errors are occurring over here. Okay, when the human being is also there in order to make the decisions, also it will be very faster in the process, right? And then on the same time, it will also ensure, as human beings are there in the loop, it will ensure some good amount of safety and accuracy, because when we are also using our brains, right, then it's going to make much better, and as well as we can also build trust with the AI system. Okay, so this is how it's going to play a very important role. If you see very clearly what is happening, AI, as I said you, right, AI can be really powerful. I'm not denying that at any cost. How much ever your AI may be powerful, but it still can make mistakes. It can still be biased. It can still misunderstand the context, like it can confuse with with a similar words or similar type of scenarios if we provide it. Okay. Whereas if you involve a human being, like what is going to happen is the human is always going to help us out in order to ensure we can correct the errors, we can make the decisions very fair and faster, right? We can ensure safety and accuracy appropriately, and we can even build a trust with the AI system. That's the significance of actually having the human beings in the loop rather than giving the entire authority to the AI model where it is going to do everything on its own. Okay. So let's say what I'm going to do is let me give you a real-time example so that you can see that your understanding becomes much, much stronger. Okay. Imagine there is a career agent which we developed yesterday, right? So more or less like that. Let's say we have a career agent. Now, let's say in your career agent, you have one AI agent which is going to read your resume, right? There is one AI agent which is going to read your resume. And then again, there is another AI agent which is going to compare your skill set with the job requirement, whatever is needed. Okay, it will compare your skills with the job, whatever you are applying for, right? And then there is another AI agent. Okay, there is another AI agent which says that, hey, like you are 90% your skill sets match for some data analyst or whatever role it may be. Okay. So third AI agent, whatever is present, your third AI agent will let you know that how much percentage would actually match for a particular profile. Okay. But before sending it to the recruiter, right? Before sending it to the recruiter, all this report, there would be a human recruiter in the loop. Okay. In this career agent, we are going to have a human recruiter. Okay. So this human recruiter who is there in the loop, right? So this human recruiter will ensure that the resume is reviewed, okay, The human recruiter will ensure that will review the resume. Okay. And then the human recruiter is going to take the decision to decide whether if the profile has to be taken forward or it has to be rejected. Okay. And then ultimately we look into the AI score, like whatever AI has been able to score, right? It will check like human in the loop, like HR or maybe any manager, they can check the AI score and see how much percentage does it matches to the profile, whatever we are setting them. This is how human in the loop is going to be actionable for us to handle the things appropriately. Okay. So this is a career agent. I'm just giving you a real-time example that this is how things are going to work. Like you have a career agent, like where you have like AI agent, okay, where you have your AI agent, which can read your resume. You have your AI agent, which can compare your skill sets with the job. And then you have your AI agent, which is like, says like how much percentage it matches for a particular role. Okay. Now, before we send it to the recruiter, right? Like always, you can have your human recruiter in the loop, which will always make the things much more enhanced and much more better. So human recruiter in the loop will ensure that the resume is being reviewed appropriately. And then we can decide whether if it is okay to move forward or not. And then this will also allow the human to check the AI score, okay, whether if it has validated everything appropriately or not, or whether if it missed something important in the profile. So human always in the loop can be able to validate and can check those results. This is how the human in the loop will be actionable and we can handle the things appropriately. Okay, so that's the core thing. Imagine again, I would just give you like one more example. Let's say fast food order. Okay, imagine you order a burger at some kiosk. The AI will suggest you like to add the fries, right? You decide either you yes or no, right? AI sends the order to the kitchen after your approval. So even though the AI suggests, you're still in control, but that's again like human who is interacting with it and ensuring that all the order, whatever they're selecting is appropriate, so that your AI is going to give you the best results. Okay, so what will happen is, let's say if there is no human in the loop, then what will happen? Imagine if there is no human being involved in the loop, right? Then what will AI do? AI will go ahead, it will immediately extract the skills from the resume, and then it is going to send the resume. That's it. And then you are done with the process. This is how you will see there is no human being involved in the loop. But if you have the human in the loop, right? Let's say if you really have human in the loop, then what will happen? Same process. Again, your AI would be there. So your AI will go ahead, will extract the skills. Okay, now here the interesting thing is it will wait for your review. So you as a human being, like until you review it, it is going to wait. So once you wait for your, once it waits for your review, so the moment you go ahead and approve, saying that yes, everything is fine here, okay, then it is going to send the resume. So with this, the process is involved. Only one difference, everything matters the same. But even though you don't have the human being, or if you add the human being, like 80% of the steps are same. But only difference is here you need to wait for your review. That means wait for your review means you have to wait for the review from the human beings. And then finally you approve it. Once you approve, then only it will be able to proceed further. Okay. So that's the most important thing which we all have to consider it. Okay. Human in the loop is very, very important. Why am I explaining this again and again to all of you is, let me say you, many people have a misconception that once the AI comes into the reality, we don't need any human beings to be skilled enough. No. So your AI, how much ever powerful it may be, you should also be equally skilled enough to know whether whatever the AI agent is able to provide to us is appropriate or not, whether if it is genuine enough or not, right? Whether whether there are any difficulties associated with it. It should be able to go ahead, identify them, and it should be able to let us know whether everything is going in the right pattern or not. Okay, that plays a very, very important role in the process. Okay, so where we need to go ahead and understand the things appropriately. Okay, so that's the core idea which I just want to let you know over here. That's how the human in the loop is very, very important. Okay, imagine imagine, let's say, especially some sensitive domains, like you take a medical diagnosis. Okay, so let's say you take something like here, like medical diagnosis, right? So let's say here we need definitely human in the loop. How much ever AI you may use, but this is with health. So definitely you need human in the loop. If you don't have human in the loop, right, then all the lives are going to be at risk, and that's going to be very, very important. Okay. Then again, let's say for an example, in the spam filtering, let's say you want to spam the filter mails. So there you may not need human in the loop, right? So if you believe that some of the mails are spam and you know that it is very repetitive in nature, then you don't need to review again and again. There are certain scenarios where you can ignore, where you don't need to be part of the process. Once you set up it, then let it go on its own. You don't need again yourself to be present there and validate it. That's not required. So whenever you see there is a spam filter, right, it indicates that we don't need human in the loop. So you can ignore. Once you set up the rule, it will automatically work on it. So here there is low risk. So that's absolutely fine. Okay. Then let's say for your resume screening. See, resume screening is also very, very important because really we may miss some really quality candidates. Okay. So human in the loop is definitely required, even though your AI may go ahead and give you better result, but ultimately there should be fairness, right? There should always be the fairness in, like, with whatever way you are trying to utilize the profile, or whatever way in which it is extracting the profile based on the job description. Always human in the loop is needed to go ahead, check it out appropriately, whether it has been able to really validate and give the right resume for the job role or not. So, and it also has to consider everybody. It should not be biased. So definitely human in the loop is also needed for resume screening. And on the other side, let's say for the movie recommendations, okay? You see Netflix, Prime and all, right? So movie recommendations. So for that, human in the loop is not required, okay? Because it is your personal preference. Okay, so here you will see like as a personal preference based on whatever you are watching very continuously, right? It will automatically recommend you. So again, you don't need human in the loop to validate and see whether if it is giving right movies to the user or not. If you like it, you'll watch it. If you don't like that recommendation, whatever it is recommending, then you can ignore it. So it's not a very high risk associated over there. It's just a personal interest. If you like it, you'll watch it. If you don't like it, you'll ignore it. So that's how you have to understand, like, it's not everywhere that I have to go and add the human in the loop. Okay. Wherever you believe that, yes, definitely human beings are needed. Without them, the AI will become more authoritative and AI will just simply go ahead and do whatever it wishes. Then, and at the same time, if there is a high risk associated with it, let's say in medical diagnosis, now you just cannot leave fully dependent on AI and ignore the doctors. Right? Even though AI will help us out, but doctor's suggestion is definitely needed, or any human in the loop is needed to validate and check whether if it is whatever is being provided by AI system or AI agent is appropriate or not. In the same way for resume screening. See, we don't want to leave a caliber or a proper candidate who has the potentiality. Okay. So we don't want to go ahead and lose them. So in that perspective also, you can just go ahead and can create some great, let's say we can go ahead and can really have some great skill set so that people can actually go ahead and can, I mean, the AI can be able to go ahead and choose the right candidate. Okay. That's another important thing. But why I need human in the loop? Sometimes we may lose the best candidates because AI wouldn't have picked it up. Maybe AI would have thought something else, or AI system itself or AI agent is biased. So we don't want anything as such to basically occur. Okay. So that's how you can also be able to look into. So yeah, this is how we can make the human in the loop very important. Based on different scenarios, we can have the human in the loop and what are its consequences. Okay. So always remember one thing, whenever we use AI and human combination, it's always really the best combination. Okay. So whenever we go ahead and use here artificial intelligence, addition with the humans, okay, in the loop. So that system is really going to become very safer and very smarter and as well as very fairer. Okay. So that's how it's going to play an important role. Okay. So that's one of the important thing. And always remember one thing, whenever we are going to have the human in the loop, it is always a safety for AI. because your AI also will become much smart and it knows that human beings are always there to validate and check. So it will also try to know that, okay, somebody will validate me. So it will not try to make any mistakes. It will try to be as clear with a proper quality or with a proper clarity so that we can be able to go ahead and can handle the things appropriately. Okay. So that's the core idea being behind this. Okay, so this is one of the important thing which I just want to make it very clear to all of you. Okay, so hope that this makes sense to all of you. So now what am I going to do? So I will quickly go ahead, okay, and will give you a better clarity that how we can be able to do this practically, like how human in the loop is very important, like to know us, I mean, to go ahead and do it practically. So I'll just quickly go ahead and will give you that idea. So, but before I explain you the practical or the hands-on activity that how human in the loop is very important in the world of AI, as I explained to you practically right, theoretically right now. Let me know if there are any questions with regards to this concept before I take you all to the hands-on activity and give you that exposure that how it actually can be done. Okay, but before that, I just want to know, are there any questions from the process? Okay, like a human in the loop. So how the human in the loop is going to play an important role? Any questions, anything which you have in your mind which you want to ask me, or any concept which you want me to repeat, like how human in the AI process will be helpful? So I've given you all that clarity. Just I'm giving you 1 or 2 minutes of time just to think through and let me know if there are any specific questions associated with this. Okay, perfect. Hope you all are clear with whatever we discussed. Excellent. Good job, everyone. So let us do two things. Human in the loop, right? Human in the loop, we will do two things. One, we will develop a no-code AI agent where we will involve human in the loop. Until human being is not there, your AI cannot be able to do anything. Okay, that is one thing we will do. Second thing, what we are going to do is a pure hands-on activity, okay, where we are going to develop our own Python code, okay, and then we will do it practically. So both the ways, no code AI agent we will develop, and with the code also we will develop the AI agent, and we'll see how human in the loop are going to play a very important role in order for us to do anything within the world of the AI agentic world. Okay. So what exactly are we going to do? Again, more or less, we are going to target one of the very important thing, like where I will just give you the scenario, like what we are going to do right now. Okay, the scenario which we are going to work upon right now here is, I'll give you a clarity. Let's say we want to build a smart assistant. Okay, so we really want to build a smart assistant. So this smart assistant will help job seekers, like who are actually trying to find out for any job, right? So the smart assistant is going to help all the job seekers by helping them out in reading their resume. So the smart assistant will help all the job seekers who are looking for the job, right? So there it is going to basically read their resume, okay, and then it is going to figure out the skills, right? If there are any skill sets, it will be able to go ahead and figure out this skills, and then it will also suggest a job role. Okay, it will also suggest a job role based on whatever skill sets you have. It will suggest the role to which you are going to be fit enough. Okay, and then finally it will ask the human. This is very important because this is what we are trying to do, right? It will ask the human whether I should be able to okay to proceed further before finalizing it, or we have to close it. Okay, so here it is going to ensure that it will ask the human being to, like, either to proceed further, it will take the suggestion of you as a human being, and if you are okay, then only it will proceed further. If not, it will stop. So this is what we are going to develop right now practically. This is what we also called as the human in the loop system, where the human will make the final decision, not the AI. Even though AI may go ahead and do some great stuff, but without human being, it will not be able to proceed further. So that's what we are actually trying to build right now. So the case study, what we are going to target right now here is, we are building a smart assistant that will help all the job seekers by reading their resume, by figuring out their skill set, by suggesting a job role based on those skill sets. And finally, it will ask the human to agree. Okay, are you okay with it? If you are say as a human being, okay, it will finalize it. If not, it will reject everything. That is the interesting thing which we are trying to learn. Till now, whatever AI agents we are creating, either you like it or you don't like it, it will always go ahead and do that activity. Okay, but whereas right now, whatever we are learning is totally little contradicting. We are saying that until we as a human beings, we are not satisfied with it, we are not going to proceed further and like go ahead with it. Okay, so this is the human in the loop system where human is going to make the final decision, but not the AI. So this is the case study which we are going to work upon right now. So let's go and then try to deal with it appropriately. So what I'm going to do, as I mentioned to you, this case study we are going to develop in two different ways. One, we are going to develop this as a no-code AI agent where you will not write even a single code. And on the other side, we will be able to write entire code in the Python, and then we will do the same approach. So that you will get that clarity that how the no-code AI agent is going to work for the same case study. And then at the same time, how we can be able to utilize another part. Okay, that is nothing but your Python code in the Google Colab and how we can be able to develop it. Okay, so now what am I going to do at GPT? As you all like, we were able
Dear faculty members, I think there is some issues, the network issues from the trainer side. That's the reason there is no voice. Just a second.
Am I audible now, everyone?
Yes, sir, you're audible now.
Sure, sure. I think for a minute it got disconnected, my audio. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for confirming. Okay, so as I was discussing to everyone, so we moved into the hands-on activity, like where we have our no-code AI agent. So if you all remember, we discussed about the humans in the loop, right? So you see that we said that this is a case study which we are developing right now, which is a smart assistant, where you are going to have your job seekers, and then this is a case study we are discussing. I think this is where we completed everything about human in the loop, and then whatever case study. So I was just letting you know that the same case study, we will do it in two different approaches. One, using a no-code AI agent, where we will not even write a single code. On the other side, we are going to develop it with writing the code. Both the ways we are going to see that how we can create our own smart assistant. Okay. So in both the ways, I will explain to all of you so that you all can get a better clarity here. So now as part of that, I already started the no-code AI agent. If you all remember, yesterday we discussed, right, how to create a no-code AI agent in ChatGPT. So as part of that, I'm trying to create it. So if you see here, the moment you enter into your chatgpt.com, you have your GPTs available here, where you can click on your GPTs, and here there is an option to create. So you can click on the create button, and now I'm going to name my GPT. So I will name my GPT here as resume reviewer. Okay, so I would just name it here as the resume reviewer with the human approval. So this is what I would just try and put it over here. And then, instructions are very important, because without providing the instructions appropriately, right? I mean, we cannot be able to then guide your AI agent appropriately. So instructions are very much needed in order for our AI agents to really work appropriately, or to handle them in a better manner. Okay, so that's one of the important thing which we all have to be here very clear about. So once we provide some cool instructions, it will be able to go ahead and can handle the things appropriately. So what I'm going to do is I'll show you that instructions, what we can actually be able to add here. See, let's see. This is what I want to add as an instruction. So I just want to make it very clear, saying that, hey, as an AI agent, your main purpose is you are going to act like a career assistant AI, and your job is to ensure that you're accepting the resume text input from the user. Then you are going to extract the known skills from the resume, whatever has been added, and focus on skill sets like Python, Java, SQL, Excel, Power BI, and communication. You can add whatever skill sets you want there. So based on the skills, you need to suggest a suitable job role. Let's say if the resume includes like Python and SQL, then suggest them they are good for data analyst role. If it includes like Java, then suggest them that they are good for the backend developer. Else suggest that they are good for IT support. Okay, an important thing, I am highlighting it important, saying that always ask for human approval before finalizing the suggestion. Whatever suggestion you are going to finalize, before you do that, get the human approval. Okay, say like, do you approve this suggested role? If they say yes, then only you proceed further. If it is no, then don't go further. So you see that if the user says yes, then say great, I am finalizing the job role, and provide the role, whatever it is. If it is a no, then ask saying that, would you like me to suggest another role, or do you want me to provide feedback? Okay, and then finally say, and then finally you must stop and wait for the human reply before proceeding. See, the instruction, if you see very carefully here, okay, you have to understand my instruction is fully centered towards the human approval. Whatever instruction you see here, right? My instruction is fully towards the like human centered or human oriented, I would say. Okay, see, first part is very simple enough, that which you have already understood yesterday itself, right? So let's say you as a career assistant AI, as we discussed yesterday, this is going to guide us, like saying that, hey, your job is to ensure that you accept the resume, whatever the user is providing, and then extract the skill set from it and focus on the primary skills, like whatever you want to provide. And then based on the skills, you suggest a suitable role, like where I'm saying that if the resume includes so and so keywords like Python and SQL, suggest them the data analyst role. If it includes like Java, then suggest them as a backend developer. Else, you can suggest them if nothing has been like added in the profile, any such primary skill sets, you suggest them as a IT support. Okay, and then you see the next important component, wherever I kept here important, that's where it plays a very important role. Okay, so when I said here important, this is where you will see that it will always ask for the human approval here. Okay, first you get the human approval before finalizing the suggestion, whatever you want. Okay, and then it will say, see, it will say you that, hey, do you approve this suggested rule? Yes or no? Based on whatever input you provide it as a human being, then it is going to react. That also I'm saying to my AI agent. See, if the user says yes, then say great. Finalizing the job role, whatever the role you want to provide, you can provide it there. If the user says no, then it would ask saying that, hey, would you like me to suggest in any another role, or do you want me to provide the feedback? And then immediately you must stop here and wait for the human reply before proceeding. That's it. So I'm going to take this and add it in my instructions, because that's very important. See, the entire crux, whenever you are building any no-code AI agent, right? The entire heart or the crux is the instructions only. How well you can be able to provide the instructions to your AI agent, it will be able to go ahead and perform in such a great manner. If you are not going to provide those details appropriately, then your AI agent finally is going to fail. Okay, so that's one of the very important capability which I just want to let you all know here. Okay, so that's one of the important point which I just want to highlight it to all of you. And then let's proceed further. So we are done with it. Okay, I added my instructions, and then I was able to provide the name of my AI agent. If you want description, you can provide whatever you wish to. Okay, and then conversation starters. You remember yesterday conversation starters? Conversation starters are nothing but instead of you writing the prompt, when you create the conversation starters, like let's say job role, something like this, whatever you provide it here, right? So you don't need to type it. So when the AI agent is created, it will come with a standard questions. You just click on it, it will give you the details. Okay, so that something like that, you can have your conversation starters. If you have any of your own knowledge base, you remember yesterday we discussed for clothing store, where we had our own knowledge base. If you wish, you can upload the files. Then what it will happen is it will try to take your own knowledge base also. Okay, but I don't want in this scenario. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll quickly go ahead and say create. Okay, and then let me click on the save button. Okay, so the moment I go ahead and click on this button, like let's say view GPT, now my no code AI agent has been created just like that without even writing a single code. My primary focus was on to write the instructions appropriately. And now you see that my AI agent is ready, where it talks about resume reviewer with human approval. Okay, so now what I will do is I will test it. I'll say here, I am experienced. Okay, so I would just simply say that, hey, I am experienced in Python, SQL, okay, and I could say, and even Excel. Okay, and then I will say I have worked on data projects. Let's see what it is going to do. Okay, now this is my resume reviewer, right, with human approval. So let's see, I am saying to my resume reviewer that, hey boss, okay, me, that means myself, I am experienced in Python, SQL and Excel, and I worked on data projects. Let's see what it will say. Okay, let me run this and let's see. Okay, based on your experience with Python, SQL and Excel, and you work on data projects, the most suitable role for you would be the data analyst. Okay, see now that is all okay, because that's what I mentioned in the instructions. Now you see next important and very key thing is it is asking me, do you approve this as a suggested role? So now it is asking me. Till now what used to happen is AI agent will give answer whatever it knows, and it will never ask you whether you are comfortable with it or not, or whether you agree with it or not. Now you are seeing it is asking the human being their approval. Until then it will not move ahead. So it is asking that, do you approve this suggested role? Okay, so now I would say yes. Okay, let's say for an example, yes, I am agreeing with the role, whatever you have been able to provide it. Let's say enter. Okay, so now it says great, finalizing the job role as a data analyst. Let's say I will say no. Okay, let's see what it will do. So now it is asking me, would you like me to suggest another role? or do you want to provide the feedback? So you see, I mean, what I'm trying to let you all know here is this is the beauty of adding the human in the loop. Okay, so when you have the human in the loop, right, it is always advisable that until human beings are not not validating, until they are not believing that it is not successful, you cannot be able to move ahead. So I'm not giving the liberty to my entire AI agent right now. I'm saying that as an AI agent, you do your job, but as a human being, I will also do my job. That is what I have been able to do here as an AI agent. So the moment I said that, hey, I have experience in so and so skill sets, based on whatever AI agent have its skill sets or based on whatever instructions I provided, it was able to go ahead and very clearly say that, hey, boss, I am good to be a data analyst. But at the same time, it is also asking you that, hey, are you also agreeing with this? Do you also approve this suggested rule? So the moment I went ahead and said yes, okay, it said that, okay, great. And then I'm finalizing the job role. Until then, it is not finalized. And the moment I said here no, it is immediately letting me know that, hey, would you like me to suggest another role or do you want me to provide any feedback associated with it? Right? So it's giving us all the related details with which we can be able to play around with. So this is how you can create a no-code AI agent within the chat GPT, where we can have the human in the loop who will be able to play a very important role to give the confirmation before we proceed further and do anything in the process. Okay. So that's the overall clarity I want to provide to all of you. So now what I will do is I'll give you 3 to 4 minutes of time where you can also create your own no-code AI agent by having the human in the loop, where until human has not been giving the approval, right, it should not be able to proceed further and it should not be able to go ahead and then try to handle anything. Okay, so that's one of the most important things. So let me give you the instructions so people who are interested can use this. So I already have the instructions loaded in the document. You remember the document which I keep sharing, right? At the bottom, I have added the instructions. Instead of putting it in the chat, I will share the document. People who were asking me about the existing code, it is all been present here. Okay, see, all the existing code is available here. So you all can utilize it. Okay, but for this exercise, you can come to the bottom where you see you are a career assistant AI. From there, you can copy everything and can add it. So let me add this document into the chat very quickly for all of you. Okay, in the main chat, you can be able to take this. So I just have added my document to all of you. Okay, so that's the document which I have been able to provide it to all of you. So please utilize the document. Okay, so that is where at the bottom I've given the instructions. So you can take the same instructions as whatever I have been able to provide to you, or if you wish, you can create your own instructions. That's also up to you, like where you can create your own instructions and can be able to pass it into your AI agent. I mean, however it is comfortable for you, you can be able to create it and take it further. Okay, so please complete this activity, everyone, so that once this is completed, like once you create your no code AI agent, it should be able to give you something like this. Okay, so whatever output it is going to provide to you, it should say finally, like, do you approve this suggested role? If you say yes, it should agree with you. If you say no, then it should say that can I be able to assist you in any other way? Okay, that's how the core theme should work. Like, please go ahead, get started, everyone. Once you are done with setting up this no-code AI agent where human in the loop is required, so once this is completed, do feel free to let me know. Acknowledge it in the chat saying that you're done with it. Then I will take you to the hands-on activity, like where we will be able to write a Python code and see how human in the loop is required. Now, right now, whatever we have done is no-code AI agent. There's not even a single code we have written. On the other side, after this is completed successfully by every one of you, I will show you that how we have to develop this using the code. That's a Python code. So complete it, everyone. Please complete and do let me know once you're done with it. Okay, just acknowledge it in the chat saying done. I'm going to give you 3 to 4 minutes of time to please complete this activity from your end. Once it is done, feel free to let me know, everybody. Okay, I see that Chintan and Siddiqui, both of you all are done with it. Good job, everyone. Okay, keep it up. Let's wait for others also to complete this activity, and then we will proceed further in seeing that how we can develop a Python code and can create like a AI agentic code which will review the resume with human in the loop. Okay. But yeah, people who have done really great job. I'm just waiting for others also to complete this activity, and then we will proceed further with the next one. Is it done, everyone? If it is done, then let me know in the chat so that we can proceed further with the next part, like where I will be able to show you that how we can implement the same using the Python code. I'm giving last 2 minutes. Please quickly complete this activity. Then we will move on to the code part and we'll see that how we can add the human in the loop using the AI agents. Please complete everyone. Last 2 minutes for everyone to complete this activity. Okay, let's now proceed to the next part. Chat box again we need. Okay, let me upload that file again. I think some of you have missed it, it seems. So let me add it here. Okay, I've added it, everyone. Just okay, so now let's move on to the hands-on activity using the code. Okay, so I'll take you to the code and we'll give you that clarity. Okay, so if you observe here, right? So yesterday we covered already multiple agents. So now what I will do is I will explain more or less the same lines only. You will not find out a lot of difficult things. Only thing, one additional thing which we are going to add here would be the human. Okay, so let's see how it is going to work. So if you see the very first agent, the agent one, if you see, what are we trying to do here? We are starting with a function, right? Here we are starting with a function called as here function named as extract skills. Okay, it will take one input and that one input will be called as the text over here. Okay, it will take the text whatever is available in your resume, and then this is a list of some known or common job skills. We will check if these are present in your resume or not, like Python, Java, SQL, okay, or maybe Excel, communication, Power BI and all. And ultimately this line, what you see return, right? This line will go through each skill. Okay, this line is going to go through each skill and it will check, is this skill present in the resume or not? Okay, so is the skill whatever you are trying to highlight, whether that skill is present in the resume, yes or no? It will be able to identify. If yes, it will keep that skill. Example, if your resume has a Python and SQL, so the result will be Python SQL. So just it will, a return statement here is nothing but it will just go through each skill whatever we have, and it is going to check whether we have that relevant skill set available or not. If yes, it is going to keep that skill and then it will proceed further. Okay, that is the agent 1. And then you see there is an agent 2 over here. Okay, if you see very clearly, we have an agent 2 which will suggest a job role based on the skill set whatever you are having. So now here there is a function which we created. The function name is a suggest role. Okay, this function will take the skills. Like if you see here, skills is the parameter. So this function is going to take the skills as one of the parameter, whatever it has been found, and it will try to guess a suitable job. Okay, it will try to guess a suitable job. Let's say if both Python, and SQL is found, then it will return the data analyst as the suggested job. Okay, or else if you see, right, else, okay, else if it finds Java is found but not Python or SQL, then it will suggest the job role to be the backend developer. If none of the above match, then it will give you a default suggestion here saying that you will be eligible for the general IT support. Okay, so if you see, this is how you can see that the job role can be suggested appropriately, where you can go ahead and can define. So here there is a function name called as a suggest role. You can provide the skills, and then it says very clearly, if you see there is a Python available or SQL available in your skill set, then it will return it as a data analyst. Else if Java is available in your skill set, it will return as a backend developer. Else if none of the above has been highlighted, then it will return as a general IT support. Okay, and then now comes the main function where the human in the approval is going to be considered here. If you see in this case, here is where the human in the human approval will be very much important in this case. If you see, right, this function will combine everything. So it will take the resume as an input. If you see, it will take the resume as an input and it will run 3 agents. It's going to run all the 3 agents. Okay, first is it will show a message print. Print means just print only. It will print extracting the skills. Then it will call the earlier function, whatever earlier function is there, right? Extract skills. You see the function name here. It is going to call that function. If you see here very clearly, what it is going to do, it will call that function, that is extracted skills. So it will call the earlier function to extract the skills from the resume, and then it will print. It will print saying that skills found. So whatever skills have been extracted from the resume, right, those skills will be shown over here. Okay. And then you see that here very clearly, then AI will suggest you the job role. Based on the skill sets, whatever it was been able to extract, it will be able to go ahead and will suggest, it will call the second agent. Suggest role is what? Second agent function. So it will call the second agent function, and from whatever the resume has been able to extract from there, it is going to suggest the role. And simply you have a print statement over here. Okay, simply it has a print statement where it says that whatever would be the suggested role which is coming from the AI, right? It will be able to suggest you that role over here. So in the print statement, when you print it, it will suggest you that particular job. Okay. And then here is where you see human in the loop. Okay, if you see here, this is our human. HITL means human in the loop step. Okay, so now in the human in the loop, so this is what we call it as the human in the loop moment. So it waits for you to type either yes or no. It also converts your answer into lowercase just to be safe. Okay, rather than putting capital letters. So first it will ask, okay, because as it is a human in the loop moment, so it will wait for you to type like either saying yes or no, and then only it will proceed further. Okay, and then the second thing, if you see, it will take action. based on the human approval. So if the human has been said yes, if the decision is considered to be yes, it will proceed and finalize the job suggestion. Okay, else it will simply say, if you said no, the AI will stop and it will tell you to manually review or suggest something else. Okay, and then I'm providing my resume text here. This is my sample resume text which I'm providing here. Okay, if you see here very clearly, this is my sample resume text. Okay, where you see that I'm saying that as my sample resume text that I have an experience in Python and SQL. Okay, so this is the text which I'm providing, and I worked on data projects and dashboards using Excel. You can change the text in whatever way you want. Okay, you can say like I have a skill set in Java or Power BI. You can mention whatever the resume text content you want to provide. Okay, and then finally you see that this is the line that runs everything. It takes your resume, finds the skills, suggests you the job, and then waits for your final approval. Okay, so this is ultimately the line that where everything is running, right? As I said, it will take the resume, will find the skills, it will suggest you the job, and wait for you for the final approval. That's it. Okay, so ultimately what is happening? So if you see the output, once you run it here, there is a run button, right? Once you run, what it is trying to do, first it is extracting the skills for you, right? First it is extracting the skills and says that the skills found from the profile is Python, SQL, Excel. So based on the AI suggestion, I would say based on your skill sets, your AI agent is suggesting that the suitable job for you would be the data analyst. Okay, so now it is asking, do you approve with this suggestion? Okay, and by default, I am taking this as a yes. And the final decision, it is saying that, okay, proceeding with the rule. So let's say when I run this again, observe what is happening. Okay, let me run it so that it will give you a clarity. Say, it will say like this, when you run it, it will say AI suggests based on your skills, the suitable job is data analyst. So now if you agree, it will ask you that like this, do you approve this suggestion? I will say yes and click on enter here. Then final decision, it will say proceeding with the role data analyst. You have to say either yes or no once you run it. If you say yes, then it will go ahead and proceed with the role. If you say no, then it will ask you that what is that else you want so that I can work accordingly and can give you the final output. So that's the clarity which we all have to be here aware about in order for us to handle the things appropriately. Okay. So let's say again, one final time, I just want to let you know here. So what is that we are trying to do here? So obviously, first we are trying to extract the skills by using the text content in the form of a resume. And then it will be able to go ahead, fetch the content, and then it will check for the skill sets, right? It is going to check for the related skill sets, whatever we have. Okay, and then ultimately it will go ahead and will ensure that the line is printed appropriately. Okay, where it is going to check whether the skill set, whatever is available here, is present in the resume or not. Okay, it will just print. If your resume has some Python skill set, then it will simply say that, hey, my result will be Python and SQL, like whatever skill sets you have. Then suggesting the roles based on whatever skill sets you have. Right, based on whatever skill sets you have, it will be able to suggest you the role. Okay, let's say if you have both Python and SQL, then it will suggest you the data analyst role. Let's say if you have only Java, then it will say backend developer. If you have none of the above, then it will say you are eligible for general IT support. Okay, then we have the human in the loop process. This is entirely your if you check it out here very clearly, right? This is entirely your human in the loop process only. Okay, what it is trying to do here. So you have a function called as a human approval flow where you can pass your resume. Okay, and then it will print saying extracting the skills, where it will extract the skills from the resume. Okay, whatever you have as a skill set, it will extract those skills and it is going to print saying that, hey, these are the skills which are found. You see that here it is happening. Whatever the skills found is there, it is showing you that here. Okay, and then later it is proceeding further and it is asking you, okay, whatever the role I have extracted, okay, do you agree to it? Do you agree to this suggestion? Yes or no, it is asking you. Okay, whatever you mention in the code, same thing will happen for your AI agent. So do you approve this suggestion? It will give you a pop-up, and once you say yes, then it will take the final decision. Okay, see, if the decision is yes, it will print a final decision with the role whatever AI agent has been able to come up with. But if you say no, then it will say that, hey, let me review manually or suggest another job with the human help. Okay, and here is the text content where you can provide whatever the resume text content you want, you can provide it over here. Okay, and then ultimately you can run the system where it will run the entire AI agent with the resume, right? With whatever resume you want to upload, you can provide it, and then it will find the skill set, it will suggest the job and wait for the final approval from the human being. And that's what is happening here. It will first suggest you this as I run this one more time here. Okay, first it is suggesting you that, hey boss, based on your skill sets as an AI agent, I would suggest that you are good for the data analyst. Okay, so do you approve this suggestion? It is asking. So the moment I say yes and click on enter button, and it will say that, hey, okay, now I'm proceeding with the role data analyst. Okay, so it has taken the final decision and it is letting us all of know, like it is letting us all of us know that, hey, I'm proceeding with the role here as a data analyst. Okay, so this is the clarity which every one of us here should be aware about. Okay, so it's able to give us the final decision that it is a data analyst role. And do you agree with the suggestion? Yes or no? It is letting us know. Even it's also giving us that clarity. Okay, so that's one of the important point which I just want to make it very clear to all of you. Okay, that's how you can extract your skills, and then you can suggest your skills, and then you can provide the suitable job role, and then you can see that whether you agree with it or not. If you say yes, you can see that the final decision being taken up over here. Okay, so that's the overall clarity which every one of us here should be aware in order for us to proceed further. Okay, so yeah, that's it. That's one of the core capability which we all should here be able to be aware about. Okay, that's it. So yeah, now I would like to go ahead and share this code to all of you, where you can also be able to go ahead and do the same from your end. Okay, now see, I've shown you two different worlds. One, without even writing a single code, we were able to achieve the same with using the no code AI agent in ChatGPT, where you focused mainly on the instructions. On the other side, right now I explained to you the entire code, and the code is also serving the same purpose. Now I have given you two different options. One using not even a single AI code. That is one flexibility which I have been able to provide it to you. And on the other side, I have given you another flexibility where I'm letting you know that without writing any AI code, you can be able to do it. Okay, without writing even a single AI code also, you can do the AI agent. And on the other side, I'm explaining to you that by writing a code like this, if you know Python, it's a very simple thing. That means you can create your own application and can be able to develop it. That's the beauty of it. Now I've shown both the ways. You should be learning both the ways. Now, whichever is comfortable for you, opt for that. Okay, either you are comfortable with Python, go with Python. If you are comfortable with not even writing a single code, then you go on the first approach which I explained to you. Okay, so now what I will do is I'll just take this entire code for all of you. So let me copy this cell. Okay, and then I'll go to the document which I keep sharing to all of you, right? So let me have a dotted line here. Okay, and then I'll go down and put it over here, the entire code. So I'll save the changes. So remember one thing, everyone. So whatever the code is there, that is there at the bottom. Okay, you have to just take this code, understand whatever I've explained to you. Please take the code, run it in your Google Colab. Before you run, try to understand whatever I've explained to you. Anywhere you're stuck or any questions, if you have, feel free to ask me. The moment you execute the code, right, you should be able to see here the output like this. Okay, it will first show you whatever the job role is suitable. Then it will ask you, do you approve this suggestion? If you say yes, then it will give you the final decision. If you say no, then it will not proceed with the final decision. Okay, so that's the clarity which every one of you here should basically be aware about. Okay, so let me go ahead and share you this document, whatever we are trying to refer to. Okay, so I'm just trying to share the document to all of you. Once again, I've just shared the document with a code being added there, like where we can refer to human in the loop in the process. Okay, so I just shared. Please go ahead and complete it successfully, everyone. Okay, done, Siddiqui. Great, excellent. Okay, Nandakishore, done. Good job. Okay, so please complete and then move ahead. See, both will give the same result. I would say, I mean, I don't know your name, but I'll just put it as MRP there. Okay. But otherwise, see, I would say Both of them are going to give the same result. It's only like I'm explaining both of them because both are giving the same result only. You remember in the no code AI agent when I was doing in ChatGPT, there also it referred to me data analyst. Right now, even using the Python code also, I'm seeing the same result, that is data analyst. Only thing is, whichever is comfortable for you, opt for that role. It's always good to learn both. Okay, but whichever is comfortable for you, it's up to you. You have to take the decision. If you believe that ChatGPT no code AI agent is helpful for me, then do that. Focus on instructions and give the instructions to the AI agent with a plain English. On the other side, like if you are interested in programming, then write a program like this, customize it in your own way, and you can be able to create your own AI agent where human in the loop will be required. That's it. It's ultimately your discretion. It's ultimately you who have to take the decision and then plan it effectively. That's it. So that's the core capability which I just want to highlight it over here. Okay. So hope that this makes sense to you. So the people who have questions, I've answered already. Now I'll give you 5 minutes of time, everyone. Okay. I'll be giving 5 minutes of time to each and every one of you. And I would request each and every one of you to please go ahead. Okay, take the code, whatever I was able to, go ahead and provide it in the main chat as a document. Download that document. At the bottom, you have the code, whatever we discussed right now. Go through line by line, whatever I've explained to you, and then paste it here, run the code, see whether if it is asking you the approval, like do you approve the suggestion or not as a human being. Until you say yes or no, it will not take the final decision. That's the final outcome. Once it is done, acknowledge it in the chat saying that you're done with it. Then I will take you to the next activity. Okay, so please complete this, everybody. Okay, within the Llama index, we are understanding how human in the loop plays an important role. So we understood the theoretical part. We have done practically two things, one using the no code AI agent and one using the entire Python code, and we developed it. Okay, so please complete and do let me know in the chat saying that you're done with it. I'll give you 5 minutes to complete this activity, after which I will take you to the next part. Okay, complete and do acknowledge it in the chat, everyone. Okay, the no option is open. Yeah, exactly. Whatever you are going to mention in the print statement, right? See, if you see here in the print statement, you provided it, else. In the else, whatever is there, that will be printed there. The moment you say, because that's what we are saying here, right? If condition. If it is yes, it will give you the role. If it is no, else, it will go ahead and print saying that let's review manually or suggest another job with the human help. Because that's what we mentioned here. Whenever if the decision is no, it should print this. Whenever if the decision is yes, it should be able to print with the job role saying that final decision proceeding with the role, whatever the role AI agent was been able to grant it. Okay. I shared the document link Jayashree in the main chat. In the private chat, I cannot be able to send it because I don't have the option to provide it. Okay, Shlok Jain completed. Good job. Good job. Yeah, yes, that's really great human interaction. Agreed. I'm sharing it one more time, the same document. The people who don't have it, right? The people who don't have it, again, I'm resharing it one more time so that you can be able to download the document once again. Okay. Nandakishore, Dr. Nandakishore done. Great. Good job. I'm requesting everyone else to also please complete and do let me know. Okay. Last 2 to 3 minutes, everyone, please complete this activity. Create your own AI agent with human in the loop. So please complete it. Okay, complete and do acknowledge it in the chat. Once you're done with it, just let us know in the chat saying that you're done so that I'll be able to get to know how many of you are able to do it. And then finally, we can proceed further with the next concept. Complete and do let me know, everyone. Okay, hope you all are done with this. So now I'm assuming that you all are done with this part. So now I'm going to take you to the next one over here. Okay, I see that majority of you have completed. Thank you for confirming it, everyone. So now I'm going to take you to the next part, like where we go to the whiteboard. Let's understand one of the very interesting concept along with the llama index. Okay, there is something called as the RAG. Okay, so we'll understand that how RAG works with llama index. Okay, so that's something we are going to cover right now. So let's say when I say RAG, right, let's first understand the nomenclature of it. Okay, so when I say RAG, it's like called as the R stands for your retrieval, and then your A stands here for the augmented. Okay, so it's your retrieval, augmented, and then you have your G stands for the generation. Okay, so when you talk about the world of the RAG, so here the world of the RAG is saying that R stands for your retrieval, A for your augmented, and then G for your generation. Okay, that's how your RAG here is going to play as an important role, where you see that here in this case very clearly it is highlighting your retrieval, your augmented, and then your generation. But okay, as we understood the nomenclature of what is RAG, that is a retrieval augmented generation, let's understand what is first of all RAG before we do some great things associated with it, or we know how it works. Let's understand how it is actually going to work in the world of AI agents. Okay, so when you talk about the RAG, right, which is a retrieval augmented generation, it's a very smart way of handling the AI. See, because at the end of the day, we want to make our AI to work smart, not like a hard worker where it has to keep doing. Okay, we have to make it very smart way for the AI to really help us out in answering any question. So when you go ahead and ask any question, it should be answered in a very smart way. Okay, using your AI models like ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini, they all use RAG only. Retrieval augmented generation only, they basically use it to answer all the questions. Okay, based on like any external documents. Okay, so based on if you give any external documents, you remember we used to provide some external documents as a source, right? You can provide some external documents also, not only with whatever it has been trained. Okay, not just on basically whatever it is trained. Okay, so please don't think that it is only on whatever it is trained it will be giving. Instead, even if you provide any external PDF documents or anything as such, right, still it can be able to go ahead and can give you the details. Okay, so when I talk about the RAG as a process, like retrieval augmented generation, it is really a very smart way for the AI to handle, where it can really go ahead and can answer all the questions based on external documents. Like you provide any external documents like PDF or any such copy, still it can be able to go ahead and can handle it appropriately. And not only just whatever it has been trained on, it will also be able to go ahead and give us some really good results. Okay, so that's the core capability we have to be aware about. And then let me put it in a simple way. So let's say instead of AI guessing or making up some things, it can first retrieve some real information from the documents, whatever you provided, like a PDF or a handbook, it may be. Then after going through it only, it will be able to generate the answer from the data. Okay, so what is happening over here? If you see in this case very clearly, now when you use RAG as an approach, okay, when you go ahead and use RAG here as an approach, right, RAG will play a very important role in allowing your AI to retrieve the real information rather than guessing. Okay, so it will actually retrieve some real information. Okay, from where? Basically from your PDF or whatever document you were being able to provide. From there it will retrieve the real information for all of us, and then it is going to generate the answer from there. Okay, ultimately from there it is going to generate the answer, right, using the RAG as a process, like where you see that it is a retrieval augmented generation, like using that as a AI model. Okay, so it will answer all your questions based on whatever external documents we are providing, not only with whatever it has been trained with. Instead, it will take some external documents and will also be able to help us out. So as I said you, the basic idea here is like instead of AI guessing or making up some things, it will first retrieve the real information from the document, whatever we are providing, like either it may be a PDF or a handbook. And from there, it will try to generate the answer from whatever the data we were able to provide it. So using RAG, it will always give you a better answer rather than giving the AI the scope to guess or giving some random answers where we don't even know what the AI is answering. It will not have that scope at all when we are using RAG as a process. Okay, which is nothing but your retrieval augmented generation. So let me give you an example so that you will be very clear with whatever RAG is all about. So let's say, imagine like what I can say. Okay, imagine that your chat GPT is a student. Okay, imagine like your chat GPT as a student. Now what I'm trying to do is imagine there is no RAG. For a minute, think that there is no RAG. So let's say if you're not using RAG, so it will try to remember the answer from its brain. Okay, it will try to remember everything. Okay, it will try to remember whatever it can as an answer. Okay, it will try to remember as an answer from its brain. That means with whatever the data with which it has been trained, right? It will be only able to answer from the trained data. Okay, if you don't have the RAG associated, it will try to remember everything as an answer only from its brain. That's it. It's only been trained. Okay, whatever data with which it has been trained, it will only answer from there. That is how it will work without any RAG or if there is no RAG. Okay. Now let's say with RAG. Okay, let's say we have the RAG right now. What difference it is going to make? So with RAG, first it will go ahead, opens your file. Okay, it will simply go ahead and will try to open your file. Like let's say if you have kept any company policy book. Okay, let's say if you have some company policy book, it will read all the relevant things, right? It is going to read all your relevant part and then it is going to answer. See, it is going to be very intelligent enough in answering it. Okay. So the AI becomes more accurate and trustworthy because it is using your actual data. If you observe here, it is actually using the actual data rather than giving some random answer. Let's say if there is no RAG, now you uploaded some document to it. Now what it will do, it will take the document. Okay, but still it will give the data with whatever it has been trained. It will ignore your document, whatever you uploaded, if there is no RAG. But let's say if there is a RAG process already there, okay, all your AI advanced models like ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini, Claude, and even in the matter of AI agents, they all are well equipped with RAG process. So don't worry. Now there is no such AI models where there is no RAG. But you should be knowing the difference, right? If there is no RAG and if there is with RAG, what is that we have to consider? In the no RAG also things work great. But the thing is, it is only work as per whatever it has been trained. You give any external document, any external sources like PDF or anything as such, any documents, it will never try to take that into consideration. It will only give the answer with whatever it has been trained with. Whereas with RAG as a process, if it is incorporated into your AI model, then what it is going to do is it will first open your file, whatever you were being able to provide, like let's say company policy book or any return and refund policy or any shipping policy, whatever document it is, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, document is important for your RAG. It will first read all the relevant part which is associated with the document and then will answer it. So it will have its own trained data. On top of that, it will also be able to go ahead and take your own document, whatever you are trying to provide it, and then will respond to you. If you remember yesterday, we discussed about the no code AI agent, where I have uploaded my own document for the clothing store, right? See, it was able to take the document data and it was also giving some general data also, which is not related to my document. That is RAG process. Okay, RAG will be very much helpful wherever you supplement any document. It will open that file, it will understand it, and then it will read all the relevant part associated. So whenever you are asking any question with regards to which is present in the document, then it will give you all the relevant answers associated with it. Okay. That's how your AI becomes more accurate and trustworthy at the end of the day, because it is using all your actual data. Okay, because it is using ultimately your actual data without any constraints or difficulties. Okay, so that's the overall picture which every one of you here should be aware about. Okay, so again, so as I said you, right, so you give any document, it will go through the document and will try to answer it. That's the beauty of using the RAG as a process, okay, within your AI models. Okay, so that's how it will be able to help us out in order to get all the better answers. So how it will work in the real time? Okay, in the real time, this is how it will work. Okay, you ask a question, you ask any question, whatever you want. Okay, so it will retrieve, okay, it will retrieve the answer. Okay, it will retrieve the text, whatever you want. Okay, using the like RAG process, okay, within the llama index. And then it will send this answer to whatever you're using, whatever large language model you're using, like Gemini, okay, or Chat GPT, whatever you're using, to that the answer will be provided, like Copilot. Okay. So you will see a generated answer being popped up over there. That's it. Okay, so you are going to see a generated answer being provided over there. That's it. So this is the clarity which you all have to here be aware about. Okay, so now I know you understood this theoretically and we don't have enough time to complete the hands-on activity. So tomorrow, the very first thing what we are going to do is, okay, in the tomorrow's session, the agenda would be, I will show you that how we can implement the RAG practically, and I will also show you how to use the API keys. Till now, whatever we were doing, never we used API key. So tomorrow I will show you how API key is important. Okay, I will show you this entire flow. Anybody asking question, it will go to the, it will pick up that question or a document using the RAG in the llama index, and then it will send it to LLM. To send it to any LLM, right, you need an API key. I will show you that in real time how API key is required and then how the answer will be generated. Okay, this is something which we will be putting it for tomorrow's session, where I will show you that how we can get the real-time API keys. Okay, so that using the API keys, we will upload some PDF documents and we will see how RAG process can be able to understand those, how it can be able to give us the like output based on whatever input we were being able to provide it. So this would be the agenda for the tomorrow's session, where we will be able to go through it and we'll see that how we can be able to answer them. Like practically, we will see how AI agent can be able to work upon and can be able to generate the answers. Okay, that's another thing which we will look into. So yeah, that's it about the RAG concept, everyone, where I've given you the clarity. So today we understood the no code, sorry, it's not no code. It's like a human in the loop. As a human in the loop, we understood the entire concept. Then we prepared the no code AI agent, and then we prepared the entire coding AI agent. Then we moved into the RAG concept, where I've given you a clarity about the RAG concept along with some examples over here, so that you all can be able to be clear with it. And then I have given you the flow over here. So tomorrow I have set up the agenda that we will do the RAG part using the llama index, where we will upload some document and see how well we are able to perform as an AI agent. And then we will proceed further with the remaining topics. Okay, so that's how I want to end the session for today. So with these topics, we are wrapping up the session for today. Are there any questions specifically from anyone before we end the session for today, everyone? Let me see quickly in the chat if there are any questions specifically from anybody. Okay, so what else we have? Okay. So perfect. Okay, all the people, I mean, there are a couple of people who are asking for attendance, right? I think please refer to the main chat where Shushmita has already provided it. So please go ahead and mark your attendance from there. Okay. So yeah, that's it, everyone. So I'm done with the today's session. Let me share this document to all of you. If anybody is interested, you can be able to download it from your end. I'll put it in the main chat. So let me download this image very quickly for all of you. And then let me share it in the main chat. It should be the null 42. Okay, I just shared the document to everyone. Whatever the notes which we have prepared for today, I have shared it in the main chat so that you all can be able to utilize it. Okay, so that's it, everyone, for the today's session. Okay, hope you have thoroughly enjoyed whatever we have discussed today. And I would request everyone to please go ahead, practice as many number of times as you can so that it can be able to be helpful for you in the long run. Okay, thank you once again, everyone. Have a great time. So we will proceed further for the remaining sessions, okay? And then we will be able to move ahead with any other topics, whatever is present for tomorrow's session, right? RAG and Llama index, we will go in depth and we will do the hands-on activity, okay? Thank you once again, everyone, for your time and have a great day. We will meet again tomorrow with further topics, whatever I've mentioned for the agenda. Thanks, everyone. And yeah,
Yes,
thank you, Shushmita. Thanks for facilitating. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, so dear faculty members, as you all are requesting for the attendance, which I have already posted in a common chat, you can check over there. I'm just pasting once again if I have not received. Okay, I have just posted in a chat. Please take attendance link and mark your attendance. I'll wait for 1 or 2 minutes. I will write up. Kindly take a link before that. Thank you all. Thank you for we'll wind up for the day.